Hello folks, welcome to my next installment. This is probably the most profound tree that I have at the moment. It's a Japanese hornbeam, and it is quite an old tree. This is the proposed front of the tree as you see it now. Hopefully you can see it. I don't have light. This is my new workshop, but I don't have lights set up or electric ran in my workshop yet, so I'm working with a bare minimum at this point in time. But this tree is actually already starting to push bud extension, so I really need to get this done now, and I really wanted to shoot a video on this tree doing the styling techniques that I've had. This tree started out as a tree that was grown in the ground for 25 years. I collected this tree back in 2009. It's been in this growing container since then, and I've done two separate cutbacks on it to get the back budding that you see here today. It is back budded profusely. There's branches all over the place on this tree. It's a really huge trunk on this tree, and it's got really gnarly bark on it, as you can see. I don't know if you can see me back here for scale, but this is quite a large tree. Really happy with this tree, happy with the outcome so far. It did have a couple pests in it, wood borers, which have been taken care of since then, but we've had some dieback on the tree in a few places, and that's what we're going to be working on today. I don't know if you can see this large area here. It's where the wood borers attacked this branch, and it ended up dying back. That's okay, because I wasn't going to use this part of the trunk anyway. What we're going to do today is just a basic, I guess, I'm going to be minimizing some of these stubs where these side branches have now grown out. I'm going to do some wiring, get my primary and secondary and tertiary branches taken care of today, and just get a basic general outline on this tree. If we have enough time today, I'm also going to repot this tree and stick it in a, I wouldn't call it a finished bonsai pot, but it's going to be a bonsai pot compared to what this is. Alright, here we are about halfway through the carving and branch selecting process. Kind of glad I did this when I did. This tree had a problem before I had even gotten it, with a pest called a wood borer. They're pretty prolific down here in the south, and that's what gave me the opportunity to get this tree to begin with, because it had gotten, the upper portion of the tree had gotten inundated with them, and it was killing the tree back. Well, I found 3 more in this tree today just now, so I'm glad that I'm doing this now versus waiting another season like I was thinking of doing, because they could have, for sure, as ravenous as these insects are, could have destroyed a good half of this tree. So I'm going to spin around here. Let's check out the back. Again, all this is wood borer damage, but we take something and turn it into something else. This spot right here was actually a branch that I removed. I'm going to do some more carving to this shelf area here. This was all dead completely. There was another whole branch coming out here that wood borers attacked and killed it all the way back down to this point. There's a little bit of live tissue down in here, so I'm going to kind of leave that as is for now. Maybe hit it with a little lime sulfur and maybe some cut paste around the edges, see if I can get it to roll over. If not, we'll turn it into a feature. I'm going to wound seal this. Hopefully we can get some callousing over those 2 areas. Here on this side, I don't know if you see it real good. On this side here, I've carved this into a rounded shape that's live all the way around the edges, so I'm going to wound seal this one. Hopefully we can get some callousing here as well, which pretty much brings us back to the front of the tree. So that's kind of where we are at this point in time. It looks a lot different to me, even with a little bit of work that's been done. Let me get out of the way so you can see. But that's going to be the basic outline of this tree. You see the taper that's been formed by removing a few of the branches. You see it's got some movement now. By eliminating this area in here, they do have a branch here that I'm going to be keeping, that I'm going to be bringing down and out like this to help maybe keep this area here alive and keep it from degrading any further. Whew! Man, this thing is a beast. Alright, well, here's the biggest pot that I own, and the only pot that barely fit this thing. I actually had to do some trimming to the roots, more than I anticipated, to get it to fit in this pot, and this is the biggest pot that I own. I tried to get it slightly off center. I believe that we've kind of sort of achieved that, but maybe not. It's going to take a little while to get this tree 100% where it needs to be. Just wanted to show you, now that I've just gotten the tree repotted, did a root reduction on it. The reason I wait till later to do the wiring is because inevitably you're going to break some branches, and I've got a few branches here that are broken. So what we're going to do next is go ahead and get it wired, and then we'll go from there. Be back shortly. Well, as you can see, another day has progressed. Sometimes when you're working on larger projects like this, it takes more than one day, especially when you're doing the wiring and the initial wiring on a tree, such as this one. Every single branch on this tree, from largest to smallest, has been wired in progression from a larger caliber of wire to all the way up to the smallest caliber of wire, which is about the size of a mechanical pencil lead. All of the branches have been wired into position for the basic outline of the tree. This pad here on this side and the pad on the other side are pretty much the size that they're going to be. I'm going to be working on ramification on those two, so those are going to be constantly cut back to form more and more of a branch and twiggy branch structure. The top, I'm going to go ahead and grow freely, kind of like I do with the Trident maple. So it'll fatten up, so we have a more of a realistic, or maybe a more pleasing transition from this position here to this position here. Right now it goes from, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 inches all the way down to something smaller than a number 2 pencil. So we need to get that transition there a little bit more realistic. The rest of the tree's been wired. This front branch right here, I'm going to go ahead and let it grow a little bit longer, maybe a little bit thicker. Where it belongs and where it is on the tree needs to be a little bit more robust. This that you see over here on this side of the tree is actually a branch that came from over here. I did not get any back bedding or anything on that side of the tree, and the way this tree's been acting, I don't know that I want to attempt a thread graft. So what I've done is I've used a technique where I've taken a branch from one side of the tree and brought it around to the other side of the tree to balance the tree out, and also it's going to serve as a back branch on this tree as well. As you'll see in a moment when I do my 360, the back of the tree is pretty much dead. It had died off from where the wood borers had infested it. So that's kind of where this tree stands at this point in time. I'm really happy with it. This is probably, like I said before, more than likely this is one of the my master trees, I guess you could call it, of all the trees that I have. I was very blessed to get this tree, and I'm very happy with the outcome of it. So we'll do a quick 360 here. I'm going to zoom in for you, and what will happen on this one, just like all the rest, go ahead and pour the fertilizer to it, but keep it pinched back and trimmed back in the areas that I don't want the elongated growth. Let the ones grow freely that I want the elongated growth, and we'll just kind of balance it out that way. So we'll do a quick 360, and thank you guys for watching.